6,900 was the total number of heavy truck crashes recorded in 2015, according to the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation. This happened to be the highest number of accidents in the last 5 years, making 2015 one of the most dangerous years to be traveling on Pennsylvania roadways on record. I'd like to welcome everyone to our 34th Philadelphia Accident and Injury Google Hangout. My name is Rene. I'm here with Rand Spear, Philadelphia's car accident lawyer. We are going to talk today about a tractor trailer and car accidents today, but we are going to focus on what makes cases involving cars and big trucks different than just regular, accidents. Rand, this statistic is quite large. In your opinion, is there a reason for a spike in the number of accidents last year?
Well, I think one good reason is that, gas prices have come down significantly, so more people can afford to fill up their tank and drive. So I think there's a lot more traffic on the roadway. The other thing is that Pennsylvania is in the process of redoing and improving their roadways. They're spending, I think, over $800 million. So with that said, there's all kinds of trucks on the roadway going to and from these construction sites, which only adds to the congestion, to the danger. They're pulling in and out of these construction zones and making it even more dangerous to drive on the roadway.
Well, that makes tremendous sense. Rand, the statistics show that any time a tractor trailer and a car are in an accident, the car and its passengers often suffer terrible injuries. But what makes a truck versus car accident case different from a legal perspective?
Well, you have to keep in mind in this day and age, lawsuits are more time sensitive and evidence has to be preserved. So the quicker you go out and take a look and see what happened and what evidence you can preserve, the better off you can do. And then you have to look at the laws. You're now dealing with commercial drivers, so you're looking at the maximum hours of service, the weight and size of the truck, the route restrictions, special insurance. There's lots of different issues that come into play when you're involved in an accident with a tractor trailer. It's more complicated, it's more time sensitive, and it's a lot more difficult to prove the facts of exactly what happened and how it happened. You also have to look at the rules, governing drivers and their employers. They're different. They're commercial. And then the physics of what happens in a wreck are totally different. Trucks have so much more mass to the forces, than when just two cars collide. You're dealing with, what is the stopping or braking distance of the vehicle, what are the roadway conditions, and there's a lot more to it, a lot more involved in order to put one of those cases together for trial or to get it in a posture to try and settle it before trial.
What other factors make these cases different? Maybe you could help us understand it.
Well, in a lot of these cases, there are multiple defendants are involved. You've got the driver. You probably have his employer. There could be an independent contractor relationship there. And then you have to look at the equipment. Was it mechanical failure? Who's the manufacturer? Is there more than one manufacturer? Finding out who is at fault and to what degree or how many different defendants are at fault can be very challenging in these cases.
That just shows the complexity of these kinds of cases. Can you tell us about a case where a tractor trailer hit one of your clients, in the past?
Well, one case that comes to mind was a really horrific accident that happened actually on the New Jersey Turnpike. We represented a young man, and he was in his 20s, and his girlfriend. And they were on the turnpike. It happened to be at night. It was raining at the time, and a large tractor trailer came up behind them, was simply traveling too fast, and just drove right up into the back of the car, completely crushing both the driver and the passenger. Unfortunately, the driver was killed at the scene, and the passenger in the front seat couldn't even get out of the car and had to remain in the car for 2 hours looking at his girlfriend who had expired in front of him. He had suffered brain injuries and very significant physical and psychological injuries. So it was a very complex case. We put it together. We actually went to court. We picked a jury. And just as we finished picking the jury, were we able to finally settle the case. So it ended up after all of that work being a satisfactory, a good outcome, a good resolution, the client was satisfied, the client was happy. But it sometimes takes to go the distance. You really have to put the case together and go to court and be willing to pick the jury and try the case to let the insurance company know that you're serious about these cases and you're going to do whatever it takes to go to court and prove your case.
Well, it's a sad story, but it looks like you did everything humanly possible for them, and you know, had a successful resolution at the end of the day.
Yes, fortunately that did work out. There was sufficient insurance, and we were able to resolve it in the best interest of our client.
If you have a case in Pennsylvania or New Jersey related to a car accident or any other accident or injury, please call Rand Spear, the accident lawyer, at 888-373-4-LAW. That's the numeral 4 and the word law. Or you can always visit the firm at www.randspear.com. Again, Rand, thanks for sharing your experience and knowledge with our audience.
Thank Rene. I wish everyone be safe on the roadways.
I want to thank everyone else that participated today. Invite our audience to come back and hang out next time when we'll be discussing a new and important topic. That's all for now, and goodbye. But again, before we leave, information contained in this video should not be construed as legal advice. Content is for information purposes only. Nothing contained herein shall constitute an attorney-client relationship.